Don't talk back.
Just finish cleaning up your room.
Welcome everybody to the Pony Cast. It's the only podcast that is actually not a podcast. It's a bunch of pony boys on a pirate ship on the ocean. Shut up! I'm getting Facebook messages. I'm sorry. The illusion is ruined. Fuck. Shit. Cancel it all, man. And everybody overboard. Everybody jump overboard. Okay, so this episode of the Pony Cast is going to be a train wreck. We already know. So it doesn't even matter that happened just now.
Yes.
Before we get into it, this week's episode is brought to you by our very own, very first Patreon exclusive bonus episode. We just recorded it, and it should be up by the time you hear this, and you can listen to it by becoming a $5 patron to the Pony Cast. And you can hear it. It was a really fun one. It was a lot of fun. There were a lot of yucks, a lot of goofs.
I will say that the bonus episode is much more of a discussion on whatever we're talking about than this one, because this one...
Yeah, we looked back. We did a poll. We did a poll for the patrons on which what should be the topic of the bonus episode. They chose us to review an older episode of the show. So we did an episode of Season 5, perhaps one of the most controversial episodes of the series. Should we say what it was to entice people?
Yeah, episode 100.
Episode 100, Slice of Life. We reviewed that on the Ponycast bonus episode, and you can listen to that by becoming a patron. And here's a little preview of it right now. I'm gonna put a little snippet of it right here. What? What does that mean? That's not even a joke!
Oh.
They failed at the easiest joke in the world!
So bad.
How? Why? What the fuck is this?
My brain hurts.
Oh man, Stephen Magnet, he sucks. I hate him.
Oh yeah, fucking Stephen Magnet.
Oh my god, why?
Nobody has ever liked Stephen Magnet at all.
Who was clamoring for the return of Stephen Magnet? Nobody, that's who. Hey man, oh there's that fucking line. What do you mean? What's this word, man? Ah!
God, no. It's so bad. Oh.
Wow, wasn't that interesting? Let's I can't wait to hear more of that. Okay, onto this week's episode. So this episode was called fucking Pinkie Pie, who gives a shit about the YAKS? Nobody cares. Fuck it.
Nobody cares about the YAKS. It's a Pinkie Pie episode where she learns that YAKS are annoying, and that's it. She goes to Yakistan, which is a place that was introduced in season 5, I think, or season 6, one of those. And you know, she goes there, and there are YAKS there, and they stomp around, and they're just Mongolian sort of hut people.
Yeah.
And they're in the snow, and there's nothing to this episode. It's really just Pinkie is there, and she sees what they do.
The YAKS were introduced, I think, in season 6 or season 5. Season 5, they were introduced in an episode that I barely remember.
Yeah, it was like one of they get sent there on a mission to do I think Pinkie was the one who went there in the first place. Her cutie mark sent her there, and she solved some problem.
And it's not that I want to make it clear, it's not that I'm slacking off here. I tried. I made an effort to care about this episode, to understand like context. Like, I watched the episode, and then we didn't record for a couple days, so I watched it again. So I watched this episode twice, and I also went back and watched the original YAK episode from season 5, or tried to, and even that couldn't hold my interest. I was dying for that too. I tried, man. I think I've seen this episode, like, we could have seen it a third time or a fourth time. I don't think it would have even made a difference.
Yeah, there's something about it. I think it's to do with the fact that the YAKS are so far removed from pony culture, like physically, and
they're so
by
weird,
being different, to the point where it feels like there's no reason for us to ever see such a place.
Yeah, like they have no real purpose in the grand design of the show because they're so weird. They're like not. It's when the YAKS show up, it's almost like not even My Little Pony in a way. It's not even the same show.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, they just have this like weird, retarded culture. And I mean, the purpose of them is to show, I guess, that their culture is different, but it's okay. But their culture is fucking retarded. They're weird and stupid. They're all dumb as a fucking box of rocks.
That, because like you think of like other places that the characters have gone to. They've gone to like Spike went to visit the Dragon Kingdom or whatever, and they went to the Griffin Lands and stuff. Those are species that we've heard about, that we've seen before, that we know characters from. You know, they're linked in some way to the show as a whole, and they have history and they have references brought up. Like Twilight talks about books about certain things.
Yeah, the YAKS did sort of just come out of nowhere.
They came out of nowhere, and they still have yet to have any impact in like the main show with the main characters.
Yeah. And man, just something about them like rubs me the wrong way. It's like this really weird, like Eastern European, like Hun culture, like old-timey, like 18th century Huns or something. Like, I don't get what they're supposed to be a caricature of exactly, but it's just obnoxious, I guess.
It is kind of obnoxious. I do kind of like their designs. That, you know, they're big, meaty, and fluffy, and it's like that.
Yeah.
You know, they look pretty cool. They got huge horns. It's great. It's just I don't care. I don't care about any of this. Why are you here, Pinky? What are you doing? You're here. What? And about this episode in particular, Pinky is coming down, and she's learning about their culture and the Yakistan like traditions and stuff. And it's just there's like 10 minutes of straight nothing happening. Nothing in the episode is happening. It's just Pinky going from one scene to the other, learning about the culture. And I'm wondering whether I'm supposed to be learning something at the same time. Like, I don't know why they spend so much time doing nothing at all.
Yeah. She brings Gummy with her for some reason, which is weird and vaguely kind of irresponsible because Gummy's cold-blooded. He's going to probably die in that cold environment.
The biggest of nitpicks.
The biggest. That's all I have. That's all I have is nitpicks. That's all. I mean, what else is there? I mean, that's it. That's my only nitpick, but that's all I have.
Well,
There's
we
nothing.
could talk about the moral, which is a bit weird, because
Right, okay.
the moral is that the YAKS are proud people, and they never ask for help, and Pinky realizes that they need help, but they will not ask for it. And the moral is you just have to help them even though they're not asking for it, and that's the moral, I guess. Some people don't ask for help, and you have to help them anyway.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it works out at the end where, like, Pinky gets her friends together and they help the YAKS out in secret, and at the end, the prince is like, oh, you helped YAKS without asking if YAKS needed help. That's how I know that you're a true YAK. So it's like implying that, you know, sometimes people are too proud to ask for help, but if you care about them, you should be able to sense when they need help and help them anyways. But, like, I mean, it worked out in that one particular circumstance, but if it was someone else, maybe they really wouldn't have wanted help.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I guess fuck them if they don't want help.
It's a weird moral because it's sort of something you can apply to real life, but when you actually would apply it to like a proud village of people, I don't know whether it would be the same. Like if somebody's saying, "Oh, I don't need help," like in your real life as a human being, if someone's saying, "Oh, I don't need help," and you think, "Oh no, they're clearly struggling. I'll help them." Sometimes it can work out because they just don't want to tell you, but other times they'll feel like belittled or pandered or not pandered, patronized. Yeah, and it's.
And speaking of being patronized, everyone give us money on Patreon.
What laughs we have. But
what good times we have on this show.
But yeah, like it doesn't always work, and there wasn't any nuance really to it, and it was kind of confusing as well because I felt like Pinky was going to leave and come back, and they had to do all the saving of stuff in secret, so everyone thinks the prince was right. And is that part of the moral, that he thinks he's right, and like he shows everyone that he was right all along? Is that part of the moral? Do they have to not help them? Do they have to help them secretly for it to work? Like, I don't know what they're saying really.
Yep. So that's it.
That's it. They eat snow.
I mean, it wasn't like, I mean, I guess the episode just sort of passed through me. There was nothing to get invested in or care about, because I just don't care about these yaks. I'm not gonna say that it was like the worst thing, like a 0 out of 10 cancer fest.
No.
I mean, that's the one that we just got done reviewing.
Yeah. It was just sort of... It took so long for there to be an antagonist in the episode, like a problem to solve. For so long of it, it was just Pinky just having fun in this place that, okay, you're sure. And then there was snow everywhere, and then it was just him saying no for ages and ages and ages. And nothing really seemed to happen, and it was all in one location, and it was really boring to look at. And, oh gee. The jokes about them eating snow got old before they decided to, they just kept doing those jokes. Yep, they're eating snow, they're doing things with snow, because that's all they have. I get it. It feels like half an episode stretched out to a whole episode. There should have been a whole other thing to it.
Yeah. Well, that's the yaks. Yeah. Well, luckily, we've still got like 40 episodes to watch and review today because the show is going so fast this season. Everybody, Patreon,
please. This is very much worth your money. Well, actually, please Patreon at least 5 for that bonus episode, because that's like actually good. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, the bonus episode actually went quite swimmingly. That was a lot of fun, and I think people will actually really like that one. So maybe it's good that this review is of like the lamest episode ever, so we can tell people, if you want to see a good video, go to the bonus episode, go be a patron, please.
Such cunning plans.
Yeah. All right, everybody, have a good day. Have a nice day.
Goodbye.
Take out the papers and the trash.